Hi, hello, and good evening. It is September 21st. We are here to discuss Big Brother 25 and our very exciting double eviction where we got all of our hopes and dreams coming true. Certainly lots to get into. Obviously, Jared's disastrous HOH resulting in his eviction. So much, so much, so much. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it now. Okay, before we get started, I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined, as always, by my Fessy Besties, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino, and this is Strat Chat, arguably your favorite reality TV podcast. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod, including Blue Sky, okay, because it's not getting the shine it deserves because we don't have this little logo in our little thing here. So there's that. First off, we also want to welcome Lan to the chat. Hello, Lan. New friend. As Gina likes to say, new friends, new fun. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, good times. Good times will be had over here at the Strat Chat. All right, so how do we kick this sucker off? I think it really begins, obviously, with last night's veto episode, even though we knew the outcome of such. I think the only thing of note that came before the competition was, I think we discussed this a little bit on Monday, but I really want to do a deep dive, really get granular.
Sure.
It was Cerie saying to Jared, hey, listen, if people come off the block and it's not fin to be Cam, put me up there. That's going to gain you mad agency in the game. What is she talking about? Because obviously, if Cerie leaves this game, Jared is dead in the water because Jared don't know how to do anything by himself.
So but does she know that though? I don't know if she knows that.
But honestly, how does she not know it? Like it's because listen, this is not one of those things that's on the feeds and everybody's like whispering, like everybody's standing in corners, like not really talking about it. We're being quiet.
Right.
It's pretty damn obvious. So like, what happened here, Cerie? Girl.
I also do wonder, and I've heard a couple of other like people say this too. I do wonder if she's just kind of like over it. And knowing that jury isn't really happening yet, she was like, it's fine. You can just vote me out. And that's, because when you think about it, where we are at this point in the Big Brother season is longer than she has been in any other show.
Right.
Is she exhausted? This is longer than a normal Survivor season. So honestly, at this point, she's like, you know what? I've done like 500 of these shows. If I'm not going to win, just can I go home?
Get me out of here. Can I go home before jury starts? Like, get the hell out of here.
You know what's funny too? Like Cerie has done a good job while she's been in there. Like Jared, I think, has ruined her game more than anything else has hurt her game throughout the season. But if you are being introduced to Cerie for the very first time through Big Brother, like if you never saw her on Survivor, if you didn't see her on The Traitors, I bet there's people in the Big Brother audience that are like, oh, why is Cerie why is she such a legend? Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like this is all Jared's fault. He is single-handedly ruining her reality TV reputation.
Yeah.
I want him to go away.
You're ruining everyone. I like Blue a whole lot less because of you. I like you a whole lot less because of you. And I'm starting to like Cerie less because of you.
It's just so unfortunate because it's like there is at least a point where like you have to assume that Cerie is like, all right, well, I've kind of had my shine on these shows. Like she's here for Jared. She's here to pass off the torch. She's here to give Jared his shine.
But
and
why?
It's like,
why?
Yeah, I don't think you're doing what you think you're doing because he's not doing what he thinks he's doing.
Right. Let him just go try to race amazingly and go somewhere else. Like we can't
race amazingly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jared's like he can't play a game that requires you to be sneaky or like
No,
because he's just terrible at it. If some other game might be his game. Maybe there's one out there for him, but Big Brother is not it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Couldn't you also maybe get behind a Jared and Kenzo Amazing Race?
Oh my!
Why would you? Not a chance, dude.
Come on. Who knows? Them like huddling over some maps, talking about what you talking about. What you talking about? Come on, we'd have a good time.
The only way I would want that is if we were constantly getting like comments from Kenzie being like, oh, like when they get into a fight, she's like, oh, would you rather Blue be here with you? Like something like that. That would be funny.
I'm here for all of her sass. I'm here for all of her sass.
Yeah.
You know what? As soon as the stream is over, I'm gonna find this lady on the socials. I'm gonna get granular. Really do a deep dive and find this lady. I want to have a chat.
I know she's been found. I just don't know if she's private now. I haven't heard people talk about her socials in a minute.
Let's find her. Let's put on the butthole eyes. Because I got a couple questions.
Oh no!
Minutes of her time at most. I just got to think.
Yikes!
Things to ask. So that was that. Our competition was like kind of like BB familiar, right? But a different twist. This was like sweaty feet. I don't know what it's really called. But we had these feet shooting sweat, and you had to collect the sweat in your helmet, and dump the sweat into a little tube. We've seen this before, and once you got the football to rise to the top, you were now eligible to win and shut down the competition. Whatever. Obviously, if you memorize the pattern in a certain way, you might be able to know how the sweat was being presented to you and predict it and kind of get a shorter time.
See, I am just mad because, and I have to correct my error on the previous podcast.
Yeah, you lied.
You're a liar. You're a liar. Are your pants still
you
blazed?
Gina is a liar.
I am literally addressing it. How dare you attack me in my home?
That's
led
the best
to believe
place to be attacked. All right, at least you're surrounded by love.
I was led to believe. I was told that OTEB was going to be the veto competition, so I was freaking amped to watch OTEB, and then I see sweaty feet or whatever the hell this was. I was like, "Excuse me, that is not what I was told we were going to be watching. That is not what I then relayed to the people that we were going to be watching." And
Gina,
I feel I have been made.
We were rolling into OTEB on tonight. I was disappointed to see the feet.
I have been made a fool of, and I don't appreciate. I don't appreciate.
They are like, they're really like
foolish.
They're like really laying into like the smelly stuff this season. It's all like fart clouds and sweaty feet.
So stupid.
What is that? What is that?
It's also like, all right, I get that like you have your theme or whatever. We know it's just hose water. We know that. Do we have to call it sweat or like stink or whatever you have to call every time we talk about it? We know. Stop it.
The thing about it being called hose water is that it's not really. They definitely add some kind of additional agent to the fluid, because if you saw the way that was going in there, like there was a thickness to it that does not come from your mama's H2O, right? There was, right? They definitely added maybe some corn syrup, or for the drinkers out there, maybe some simple syrup. There was definitely some additive. They made this a little thicker.
It was some thick water.
I am not having fun.
There was some volume.
I'm not having a good time.
There was some kind of volume to it. Listen, it's not about a good time. It's just about the time that we had. Okay, whether it was good
I would like to be having a good time.
Right. That's a discussion, but I'm just.
Also, America is so horny. She walks out there and is like, "Oh, I never really was into feet before, but now I think I'm really liking this." And then everything she's doing with Cory.
What are they doing to this poor girl in the diary room?
I know. Is she horny, or is she just like thirsty and desperate?
What's the
I'm not sure if I should respect it or feel sorry for it. Like that. That's the
I
point
just
that I'm
like
at
what's
now.
annoying to me is that like I just don't think any of it is her. Like I think it's just them being like, hey, this will be funny, say this. You know, like the diary room is
Right.
always feeding people like some stupid thing. So I feel like they're like, oh, your character in the diary room is gonna be super thirsty.
I guess thirsty for that foot sweat. I don't really
Oh,
care about
God.
feet, but I was playing footsies with Cory, and all of a sudden, I think they're
No.
wonderful, and it's like this is just like too much. Like, are you sure you want your parents to see this? Like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like,
Yikes.
super uncomfy. But I don't even think did Cory even place? No,
No.
no.
Because we're doing
The
that
three
stupid top
were-
3 thing.
Yeah, what
Right,
was it?
because we're gonna
Jared-
act like our transgressions from the Matt POV are not to be viewed as a transgression, right? So we're gonna continue the shenanigans all season long, and that's why we're only getting a top 3 and their times. So who placed?
was
Obviously
Jared
Cameron
in
was
third.
second.
Yeah,
Jared
got
was third. Listen. So stupid. I delete that man from every memory of Big Brother anything. Like every time we're recapping things, like I don't remember that man's stats at all. Like it's almost like he's not even there. But okay, so Jared ranked 3, shocker. Which actually is a shocker, the fact that he even placed as high as that. Right? Because
I
the
mean-
only things that he's won is only because other people didn't.
Yeah, but and not I don't there's no way to say this without it sounding like I'm like really insulting his intelligence, but like this was not a particularly complicated competition. You know?
Yeah.
Just like
No,
catch
no.
water and do a
It's
thing.
catch water and run fast.
What do you think of Matt's comment about was this challenge unfair in the sense that it seemed like the floor got more wet over time and made it harder for the later people? Which I did think about it.
I did think about that at one point too, yeah.
But Jag was one of the last people to go, I think, and he won. So
I also have to assume that they had started the like fountains going like long before the competition actually started to make sure that even for the first person it was just like really slippery. But
could be.
I don't know.
Yeah, it would be worth rewatching because I think Blue was the first one to go, right? Because I think I feel like we kind of heard the rules from her. She was the original narrator.
Maybe I don't remember.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
I would be curious to just rewatch and just see how wet the ground was when she went, since she was presented as first. Because obviously we don't really know the actual order
Right.
of events here,
Right.
But maybe it was wet for everyone, and we just don't know. Question mark? Question mark.
I mean, I have to assume.
If you clocked it, let us know. But Cameron got second, and Jag won. Jag did use the veto, and he removed Cory, leaving a hole open for Cameron to be backdoored, which is kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous because like as this is all unfolding and Jared is like thinking he's just getting his way, everything's going perfectly. I'm like sitting there going like, you are literally cheering for your own demise. Like the only reason that anybody
this is your only shield.
Yeah, like Cory and America are thrilled with this. Like they know that they're safe. Like Cameron's gonna go up, and then you are the next one out. I even loved Cory's little. I'm telling Jared that we're good. We're gonna get Cameron out, and then we can work things out from there. But I'm lying. Right. I'm telling him that, but he's next. Like,
which worked out amazingly for us tonight, didn't it? So we saw Cameron leave, but not before we saw his hair be straightened. Now, who did this? Who did this?
Was it America? No. Maybe?
I didn't hate it.
I want to say it was America.
I didn't hate it. Like,
I mean, I hate most things with Cameron, so sorry.
Like, I'm not ready to drop trowel or anything like that. but I didn't hate it. It's kind of a cute look.
I'm so tired of all his hair flipping.
He has had enough. All right. Well, all right. Well, my mom liked his hair, so. But it didn't matter because Cameron left at the beginning of tonight's episode, our double eviction episode here. I mean, is there anything else from Wednesday? I don't really think so. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I don't
things we
think so
knew.
either.
Right. We can kind of put Wednesday to bed. So we did kind of open this up. Tonight's episode opened with what was noteworthy. We kind of knew this already, but I thought it was fun to rewatch the conversation between Felicia and Mimi, solidifying their final two. I really would have liked a Mimi HOH. I'll like it more if she wins now, but I just want to know more about what she thinks.
Yeah, I was
We are
actually rooting
really
for
being
her to.
robbed.
I was actually rooting for her to win the veto too. I want to see her succeed.
It's also just like I have to imagine because we've seen if you're a feed watcher, you've seen her like storage room rants or whatever. I have to assume she's giving that same kind of energy in her DRs. We're just not getting enough of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like the way that you see that she's voting, she's always like, "I know there are a bunch of liars and snakes in there." It's like she always has some little like quip when she votes. It's like I know you have your finger on the pulse a lot more than we're being led to believe.
Exactly. So tell me more things. Tell me more things. Oh shoot. Hold on. To double back. Even though we knew how the house felt, were you surprised at all that Bowie Jane threw her vote to evict Cameron?
Not really, especially because she was so obviously emotional about the fact that she was on the wrong side of the previous vote. I think she was just like, I think at that point it's just like, I'm happy to know what the plan is. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Like, just stop keeping me out of stuff, you know?
I also wonder, because I know, Gina, you had commented on this on Twitter, that Julie told them it was a double eviction before the first vote.
Yeah.
And who knows?
I was pissed about that.
Yeah, and there's a part of me that maybe wonders, like, could Bowie have voted in favor of Cameron and then decided, wait, it's a double eviction tonight, let me just vote with the whole house,
because
that way no one can
every
accuse
single
me.
time they go through the eviction and then the house guests run off and they do their own thing and then she calls them back to the living room and says, surprise, it's a double. But tonight, for whatever reason, I don't think I've ever heard her tell them straight from the get, this is going to be a double eviction before anything happens, because that if I'm in the house, that's now going to affect the way that I proceed for the rest of the night, because it's like, all right, what's going to make the least amount of people pissed at me? Or, you know, like, I just think it was stupid to tell them ahead of time.
Oh, geez, I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah, like for the first time that she addressed them, she was like something, and especially on a double eviction night. All right, we're going to vote in a couple of minutes. And I was like, why are you telling them right now?
Because I can tell you, if I know the entire house is voting one way and I was thinking about voting a different way, and then I'm told it's a double eviction night, I'm probably going to be like, all right, you know what? Never mind. I'm voting with the house.
Get the hell out of this ship.
Yeah.
I was like really annoyed about that, honestly.
Yeah. All right. That's very, very fair. I didn't notice that. All right. Good clocking. But obviously, so this saw obviously Cameron go. So where were we before I waylaid us?
Mimi and Felicia.
We were later than that, right? Cameron was already long gone. Yeah, so Mimi and Felicia. It makes me want to be excited, but I don't know really if I should trust it or not, you know, because we really don't know, again, like what Mimi thinks. It is clear by Felicia's actions later on in the night that she probably believes this F2 to be true. I'm just dying to know more about Mimi and where she thinks she's seated in this game. What is her pulse of the game, you know?
We need more like talks with her where she's just talking to the camera, talking to us about what she's thinking and stuff.
But that's the thing, like she does. That's what her storage room rants are. We just never see them in the edit for whatever reason.
Right. And I've been very disconnected from the feed, so I don't get to see a lot of these storage room rants. So have there been more since, like, you know, Tiffany Mitchell was tweeting and sharing clips of her stuffs?
Right. Because I saw
that was really the last I've seen.
Yeah, I mean,
I think in the beginning of the game, we were seeing clips of her from the feeds like crazy all over Twitter, and now I feel like I don't see it as much.
I admittedly am not as tuned into the feeds as I was in the beginning of the season, but I feel like I've heard people talk about her at Cam Talks after that. I just don't necessarily know enough detail on what she's saying.
So the end of this is we still don't know what Mimi's thinking. So there's that. So we play our HOH. What did you think of this sucker? Just dating profiles, and you had to like select likes and dislikes. Who was the best match for the
I'm gonna be
person?
so honest. Like, I was listening. This is one of those competitions that you like to play at home. I listened to the rules. I was like, sure, yeah, totally. It took me like a round and a half to figure out what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
I'm like, what am I looking at here? I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. I don't know
Totally
what I'm supposed
agree.
to like. I don't understand what's happening. There's too much going on.
Right. And once I realized exactly what was going on, I didn't enjoy what was going on. I was like,
Right.
I don't really want to play this. I kept playing, but I was like, I'm not really loving this. I'm like, I just like to compete with them as if I'm there. But I thought it sucked.
I would have been out of this so fast because I was like reading the first one, then I'm going to the next one. Someone's already buzzing in. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
there
haven't
was
even
too much
gotten to
going
read anything.
on.
Yeah. I did enjoy the different player selection though. The fact that like
Yeah.
whoever was next up was just in, you go to the back of the line, and then but you're still selecting who's playing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was interesting. It added to the randomness of it.
It
I
also
like that.
a lot of people really showed their cards too.
Yes. Speaking of which, Matt selecting Suri surprised me. I
Yeah.
actually shouted, I was like, no, not Matt
Yeah.
Fields. Like, what was that?
But again, I don't think it had anything to like it. What I don't think on his part, at least, it was so much they didn't want Suri to win because they wanted to get Suri out. It was Suri is the
Right.
only person that's not going to put Jared up, and we want
Exactly.
Jared out, so we have to knock Suri out of this competition so she doesn't win the HOH.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. And I knew
Thank
although-
goodness, thank goodness, that made me feel a lot better. And I guess some of his behaviors later on in the evening maybe would certainly support your argument, right?
Sure.
But,
Although
I
for
was
some
definitely
people,
shooketh.
for some people, I can see that maybe it was they wanted to target Suri, but I think for the most part, it was Suri's going to save Jared, and that is who we need to get rid of right now.
Right. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of we have to get Suri out because she's the only one that will protect Jared. But also, if she doesn't win, she is another option as a target. Because when we eventually did get Cory as the winner of the competition, that was one of the very first things he said to Blue. He said, listen, I'm going to put up you and Jared. Jared wins the veto and takes himself down. Then Suri's going up and she goes home. So like that was really, I think the main priority was get Suri out so that Jared, we don't have any obstacles in getting Jared out. And then as an aside to that, if we still can't get Jared because he happens to win the veto, then we go for Suri. But and I also think in Matt's case, like it sucks because I like Matt and Suri working together, but I kind of feel like Matt has to somewhat see the writing on the wall. Like most of like Suri and Jared's allies, I feel like are gone, or if they're not gone, they've turned on them like Felicia. And it's like, do you want to, stay hitched to a sinking ship, or do you now play with the numbers on the other side of the house, like Jag and Cory in America, where the real power in the house is now?
But the thing about that is like, yeah, it can be seen as like hitching your wagon to a sinking ship, but it's also like, if that is the case, she only has you. And she has had so much influence in this game that, like, if you are the person that is aligned with her and has her back, and now you are her number one person, like, you are going to be protected by her should she gain back her influence, And
I think Matt, and yeah, that's absolutely true. But I feel like Matt didn't really do anything, I feel like, to hurt that still. Like, I think he'll still be fine. Like, Suri knows that she needs Matt. And now Matt he looks good to the other side of the house because he called out Suri. But he didn't actually put Suri at any real date. Right? Suri was the one that got him out, right? So, like, he didn't actually hurt Suri. He looks good to the other side of the house. He can kind of just still play in the middle now. And he has allies on both sides. So.
Well, this is very interesting. Obviously this whole competition ended with Cory winning HOH. And then we go into the veto, which was something that we have seen before. It was a little overblown, in my opinion. Like,
have we seen it before?
We've seen similar types, yeah.
Similar types,
ball
like this
pit type things that you have to find
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
And hop over the obstacle to get to the ball pit to find, whatever the hidden object is, and then like rush it back. I don't think we've ever seen it with this particular theme with matching certain like shapes and things like to go into this. Oh, the
Sure,
steak.
yeah.
The steak will perform this purpose. It's like, get out of here. We're just looking for a triangle, a square, and a circle. And
I was laughing so hard when she
We're
was
going
like,
back.
"It is the zombie," and the cameraman was like, "Goo, goo, goo, goo," and she was like, "And then
What was
the
the cameraman
werewolf,"
like?
and it was like, "Goo, goo, goo, goo." Like it just kept like zooming in. We were like, "Yeah, I get it. Thanks, thank you, thank you."
It was very fun. I actually I thought it was very, very, very fun. I also just enjoyed the black and white colors. I thought that was very enjoyable. The rug, beautiful, right? Who doesn't want like perfect stripes like that in their living room?
I did like this. I do think though, like, and this is something that Kyle talks about. This should have been like sponsored by Spirit Halloween or something. You know what I mean? Like
so many missed opportunities.
Yeah.
Spirit
Give us
Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
Everybody's favorite seasonal pop-up.
Yeah, give us like a Spirit Halloween themed spooky veto comp. That would have been awesome.
Right. Come on. Like, hire us as the marketing consultants. We will get you on board. We will get this show right. Okay, because Big Brother Canada is raking in the dough from some of this sponsorship, and America is missing it. Like, listen, we will hook you up, okay? We will get it sorted. We'll get it sorted. Damn. But all right. So who won this sucker? It was Matt.
Yeah. He absolutely destroyed this.
Crushed it.
I was like, he said, "You want me to swim through what?" Sure.
I had tweeted that I wanted Nicole to win this one. And it hadn't even reached the 1 minute mark yet, and Matt had already won. So I just deleted my Nicole tweet. I was like, it's literally been less than 60 seconds, and Matt already won. So
he annihilated them in this competition,
which I was really, really impressed by. Now, the thing about Mimi, though, so my mother and I, we were shouting. Okay, this has become sports in this 55 plus community. Okay, shouting. Do you think Mimi threw this? Because she was moving mad slow.
A lot of people were saying that.
Yeah. And like my biggest memory of Mimi actually is really from opening night.
Yes.
When she was running, sprinting.
In heels.
Yes. She's a star. Okay. Yeah. And like for her to be like moving this slow, like when everyone else was like almost like lapping her in a way, I was like, I don't know. There's a part of this that feels very intentional.
Because it looked like she wanted to make it look good. I do believe that she could have thrown this because she got the first one pretty quick. She went into the pit, got the first thing, put it in, and then I don't think she ever came back out of that pit until the competition was over.
She just kept digging. It's like, come on, girl. Come on, girl. You stepping on one of them. You got the other one in your hand, but you just like, just fishing through. It's like, you're really trying it. You're trying it. Definitely thought that was noteworthy. But Matt, now I have to say he surprised me, because we saw a lot of talk on feeds this week about like, Suri being a prime backdoor option. Even though obviously like Jared was never going to do, well, Jared was an HOH at this point, but like, I don't really know if it actually would have played out that way if came down. Like, I don't know. Do you think Cory would have actually gone through with this?
I think he would have.
What do you mean? If Jared
he
pulled
would have
backdooring Suri. You think he definitely would have?
Yeah. I absolutely do.
With what intention now? Do you think that the intention still would have been that Suri is the main target as previously discussed? Or would it still now would have been Jared because of the fight that they had? What was the intention there then?
Yeah.
I don't think he cares, maybe.
Well, I think that if anyone was taken down, Suri would have been the replacement. But maybe if Blue was the one that came down and now Suri and Jared are sitting next to each other, Jared might still be the target, But if Jared was the one that came down and it was Suri sitting next to Blue, Suri would have been gone.
All right. But I think Matt says shenanigans. Matt said no.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. We're gonna leave the nominees the same. And that made me feel better about Matt and Cerie's relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get a very enthusiastic yeah from John. Like Gina was on board very, very quick with her yeah.
What do you mean?
So what do you think, John? Did you have a brief moment there where you thought something else?
No. What do you
Oh,
mean?
okay. So
I
you're on
said
board.
yes.
You're on board. It was
Yeah.
but it was delayed. It was delayed, and it was like a little. It was a little hushed. I just want to make sure we dove in there. Just make sure that we uncover everything here.
Wow.
But okay. So Matt says no and leaves the nominees the same.
I think that was the smartest move, right? I mean,
I have seen a little bit of discourse on BB Twitter that was maybe showing his cards a little too much, but I don't know if I agree with that.
yeah, I don't think because
Cards
the
in which
only
way? Just for the Cerie connection, or
because
that he's protecting Cerie.
Yeah.
I don't think that really. I don't think that argument holds water, though, because
is that a slotted spoon trying to deliver the water?
yes. Oh, into the
my
woods.
God.
We love it. But because like the whole conversation, it seemed like Cory, his pitch to everybody was that he's going to put up Jared in blue. If Jared comes down, Cerie goes up.
No,
so,
I agree. I'm not.
No. No, I know, but I'm not. Well, I'm not criticizing you. I'm criticizing the argument. But so yeah, because I feel like if Jared had taken himself down, that was the only way that Cerie should have gone up. Like I don't think that Matt did anything wrong here. He still looks good to Cory. The noms stayed the same. His target went out. Like and Matt still now is in good favor with Cerie because now he can go and say to her, listen, Cory told me that if Jared came down, you were going up as the replacement nominee, and I didn't want to see you go. So, like, I know that you were close with Jared and working together and all that, but like, I had to protect you. Right. You're a bigger ally to me than Jared. So, but yeah.
Okay. No, I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
Yes, Kyle.
No, this is so many things. So obviously this left, Jared and Blue on the block, and Jared left. I saw really no positive reason for Blue to really receive any votes other than her bad DRs, and they don't really know about that. So
her bad DRs.
I'm so sick of Blue. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of her.
Yes,
I like
it's just
her
like
in the beginning, but
it's not. She doesn't particularly bother me. It's just the fact that like the Blue that I see on live feeds and just operating in the house, and the Blue that I see in DRs and when she's like voting are two completely different people.
Right, and I don't like that.
It's like it's just jarring.
No, but it comes off as very, very like not genuine, and it's like uncomfortable. Like when she was having like there were some DRs I felt like that came from the Wednesday episode where she was like crying and she was very upset. I think maybe about something about Jared or something about their actual relationship and maybe not trusting him or something like that. Like I was like, oh well, at least this gave us like a real Blue.
Right.
I was like, all right, like this actually feels genuine. Like I feel like
this is most of her DRs feel like a persona.
Yes,
right.
Her DRs feel like we said before, like she's a TikToker.
Yeah,
right.
Girl,
I'm not doing it
influencer
Blue,
and it's like
this is kitty purr. It's like okay.
We mostly get influencer Blue, not real Blue.
Yeah.
So was this after their conversation in the HOH room where like Jared was telling her to calm down and stuff, and like she was like, "Don't tell me to calm down. Like I'm just talking to you about the game," and he was being so like dismissive of her. Like, Jared, I can't stand Jared.
He sucks.
I am just so frustrated by this episode because we as a collective got exactly what we wanted. We got Cameron out And immediately after came Jared. And then here comes Julie with a little twist that we gotta, one of them's coming back. Have fun. It's like, you're both going back in the house tonight. It's like, but we just got rid of them. we just did it.
All right. Well, prepare yourselves for a hot take.
Whoop.
I'm loving this twist, and I want Cameron back in the house so bad.
See, what's so frustrating is, like, we've said a million times, don't like Cameron as a person. Cameron as a character arc, the poetic justice that would be his eviction not actually mattering and him coming back into the house after his HOH didn't matter and his target didn't actually leave the house is beautiful. It's an amazing redemption arc. It's so fun. If it happened to anybody else, like, why does it have to be Cameron?
Like, it figures, right? Like, because this really is like the dream double eviction. Like, everybody was talking about in the double. We want to see Cameron and Jared go. That's exactly what we got. Yep. And like, I tweeted out at one point, I was like, Jared was HOH 1 hour ago, and now he is sitting outside the house with Julie. Like,
so happy.
I love this stuff. I love this. But now we have this zombie thing. So we have like the two like most unlikable house guests just going to be hanging around the house all week. One of them actually gets to come back. And I honestly don't really like either of them, but I don't want Jared to come back. I want my team to stay dead and buried. Do not resurrect Jared, please.
Right. Since you mentioned your team, let's have a chat about that, because your team really got rocked this season. Huh?
Worst draft ever.
Oh my God. This half black and white picture of Jared.
Yeah, I just wanted to make him a little fuzzy, because he's not really gone, right? Thanks to the scary verse. But your team really got rocked.
Now, does Cameron get the same treatment on your graphic?
Oh, absolutely. Cameron's there all like messed up. He's messed up.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm mad fair. Team Petty is in danger. But I do think that my competitor has a better shot of coming back into the house than yours.
Because you know what?
However this week ends,
it depends what it is.
I'll watch.
But again,
it'll be
because Cameron lost. It's not because Jared won.
But wait, because I am not convinced it's going to be a battle back.
What do you think it's going to be?
Do you think they're going to be a vote?
With the way that she was laying out what this coming week is going to look like, and I know that people have talked about this with, I think it was BB Canada did a similar thing, where the two people were evicted, and then the house had to unanimously vote to bring one of them back in. So what I think is going to happen is that there's going to be some kind of a situation where, like, they're still in the house, especially if we're not having an HOH a veto like a normal week. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to come back into the house and campaign for themselves, and then the house guests are going to have to vote for one of them to come back. I don't think we're going to see a battle back situation.
Did you say the Big Brother Canada one had to be a unanimous vote?
That's from what I heard, yeah.
Like, I wonder what happens if it's not unanimous. Can they both stay out?
That would actually be ideal.
Even if it's not unanimous, I think there's going to be some kind of a voting, like people voting someone back in component rather than a battle back. Because if it was a battle back, that's just one competition. What about this week?
That's fair. So if the house gets, that's an interesting thing to get into now, because all right. So if the house guests are voting for who's going to come back into the house, are you so sure that Jared is definitely coming back in?
I didn't. Well,
I don't think
know. It depends because if Sari has anything to say about it, she can, potentially twist it.
I don't know
if she has anything to say about it. I think there's a world in which Cameron actually could come back under those circumstances.
I don't think either of them is particularly dead in the water, depending on how we see this play out.
I think that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think the Jared and Cerise stock has unfortunately fallen too low. I feel like at this point,
in single digits for sure.
Yeah, like the
sell.
Especially with Cory, going so hard to take out Jared. Like, there's no way he's going to let that side of the house vote to bring Jared back in. Like,
right. And Cameron can still win things.
Right. Like Cameron really was the collateral damage. Like, not that Cory and America like love Cameron, right? But like that was their way of ensuring that they both stayed in the game. They were like, Jared put us up, but he's really gunning for Cameron, so let's just let him do it. Like, it's not like Cory and America were like, we need to get Cameron out of here right now. It was like, okay, we both got put up. Jared wants to target Cameron, so we're just going to play along. Sorry, Cameron, you're the one that gets like, put out so that we can stay in the game together. Like, I think they would rather work with Cameron at this point than Jared. So like, I don't see any world where Cirie, especially losing people like Felicia now, like Cirie doesn't really have anybody. How's she going to convince that many people to vote Jared back in?
Damn, why are you talking about your winner pick so bad? Like, what happened here?
Jared's guy. I've been saying for weeks that I wanted Jared out.
Just for fun, and I don't know if feeds have come back up at this point. I don't know if Cameron and Jared are back in the house at this point. I don't know what has happened since the double. But just because it would be so much fun, I want a world in which after Jared left, Cirie came clean and was like, that was my boy. Like, that was my son. And like comes clean to everybody. And now there's a situation where he possibly could come back in. Like, that to me is so fun. I don't know what the timeline has looked like tonight, but that is what I want. Like, she finally spills in a way to like try to garner sympathy from people. And oops, Jared might come back.
I don't know. I would hope that she'd be a little smarter than that. I see two fails with that. I would think that a move like that is very short-sighted, right? I do believe that Cirie has her legendary status because she can think a couple of steps ahead. If she knew there's any chance of her being on this show, she would know there might be a chance that maybe somebody could come back in, right? So she might wait before she said something like that, or at least that's the world I'd like to live in. But aside from that, do you think that serves her game? Like, it does prove then that you're somebody who really, really can't be trusted, because I can't believe you kept that secret from me and I really, really didn't know. So what else might you be telling me that I don't know is true or false? It would actually make me nervous if I was playing with her.
I hear that this was a big topic of conversation on the roundtable that they did on Rob Has a Podcast the other night, where they were saying that, like, in their minds, Cirie's path to kind of like getting back on top of this game is to use that as leverage of, hey, listen, I know that I've been, a little bit dishonest with like my alliances. A bunch of stuff has gotten brought up about my game. I was doing it to protect my son. Jared's my son. I had like the baggage of this secret. I'm so sorry that I kept that from you. It like feels so good to be able to get that off my chest. And I want to be open and honest with you moving forward, that that's not the game that I want to be playing anymore. And now I can, pledge my full loyalty, my full honesty, like for the remainder of the game, now that that's not something that I have to kind of hold on to. And now I can play the game that I wanted to play and not the game I felt like I had to play, and kind of use that as leverage to get into people's good graces, to gain their sympathy, to kind of like use that as a tie with people, which I don't think is a bad play. It just has to be done correctly. And to be fair, if anybody can do it correctly, it would be Cirie. But I don't know. I think there's a pathway there.
Would it like, so obviously we know that Cirie and Jared, they knew they were both going to be in the house together. Like, would it make sense, or would it help Cirie's argument at all to lie and be like, listen, I didn't know Jared was going to be in the house. I got here and I found out he was here. And then like seeing my son, I felt like I have to do everything that I can to protect him. Like, does it benefit her to lie rather than like letting them know that like, we always knew we were going to be playing against all you people together?
That's kind of a dicey lie. I don't know if that's a believable one. Especially for all of them knowing like how many steps come before getting into the house. I don't know.
Right. And what is Jared's profession before he entered the house? Like, is he living in an apartment on his own? Then maybe he would have kept it a secret from her to be like, oh, surprise, like you're a reality TV star, like I'm now fin to be. Or are they living in the same house? Because like that would be the only situation where like that could actually be serviceable.
I don't think that's believable enough, knowing like how many steps come before actually move-in day, to be like, no, neither of us knew. So crazy,
Right. And Owl Watch has been talking about Blue potentially spilling the beans. This was a thought that I had too. Do you think that now that Jared's gone, Blue would go to Cory in America and say, listen, Sari is Jared's mom. So
again, it really depends how long they're out of the house. I don't know how long it is before Cameron and Jared re-enter, because she said tonight. I'm pretty sure.
Julie did say that, which means we're probably not getting feeds until like tomorrow, right?
Not necessarily.
I think this is a tricky situation for Blue. I don't know that I would say anything. I'm so big on trust that like once you break it with me, like I'm done with you. So like if I was playing in this game and Blue came to me and said that, I'd be like, well, why are you only telling me now? You're telling me now because it serves your game. So now I've clocked you a little bit, right? Because like now I'm not going to trust you anymore, because like what else are you holding that you'll only reveal later? Are you using my information to reveal later as a way to work against me? Honestly, the fact that you're breaking their trust and one of them is still in here, that makes you a target to me. I mean, I'd be like, girl.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry,
it is true.
girl.
It kind of makes it kind of makes it feel like it is too late, because before Jared was evicted, we did see some clips where Blue was talking to other people in the house, kind of saying how she wanted to distance herself from Jared. And that was probably the time to tell them, like, listen, I have this secret I've been keeping for Jared. He's my showmance. We've been working together. You know, I think she was in the HOH room at one point with like Jag and Matt and talking to them about how she wants to distance herself from Jared and all that. Like that would have been the time to spill the secret, I think. Now it just looks like it's like, well, you've been talking to us about working with us for the next, the last couple of days and kind of ditching Jared. Like, why wouldn't you have told us then? You only waited till he's out of the house? Like, were you playing both of us? Like,
right. But even if he was, I don't know, man. Even if she said it then, I would still be nervous. I'd be like, you're just using this. Like, so what happens if I sit on the block with you? You have to plan for that. You have to think ahead.
Yeah.
Like that's certainly possible. What if somebody clocks my relationship with you, right? So like I certainly don't want to be sitting across from someone who would do that to me.
yeah, she'd have to have like
Do I really believe that no one would though? Is that a stupid thing to say? Oh man.
See, that's the thing that's funny about it. Like if she has figured out, or if somebody has like, if it's become common knowledge that like, Matt had the power and used it to save Jag, like she could throw it back at them like, well, yeah, I didn't tell you about this secret, but Matt didn't tell me that he had the power and he was going to save Jag. Like if you can leverage your secret and show like, listen, we've both kept secrets.
Yeah.
So tricky. It's fun. It's really fun. I don't
know. Do you think there's going to be an HOH this week?
She said no.
No, she said no.
Oh, there's definitely not going to be.
Because even like there's no Wednesday episodes. There's no HOH. There's no veto. There's no eviction, which is why like the whole week is whatever this Cam and Jared situation is.
That makes me feel like it has to be a vote and not a
battle back is too quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just going to be like a weird week where there's nobody really in power. It's just Jared and Cameron trying to work their way back into the game, and then everybody votes on Thursday, right? Like that's
again, like gotta be. Looking at this comment, to be honest, no, we don't know that. We don't know if they're going to enter the house with the other house guests or if they're going to be in some kind of like seclusion that is still within the house. To my knowledge, there was no clarification on what exactly that means going back in.
I think they're going back into the house. Or else, what are you showing us on
like
Sunday?
The house, everybody?
The house. And there's got to be some campaigning that will lead
especially
us
if there's
Thursday.
no HOH. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of a...
Because what are we watching on Sunday then? Just everybody sitting around. There's no comp. There's no nothing. No, they must be back. They have to be back in the regular house. So like plead their case at the very least.
Because Julie said to them too, like, you're going back into the house to try to resurrect your game. Like, how can they do that if they're separated from the rest of the cast? There's no competitions. Like,
there's got to be some kind of campaigning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, do you want them to both, like, so let's say, what if there is some kind of like confinement, right? Where it's like they're both in the house, but only one of them can leave whatever room they're in at a time. Or something, like, so there's one person out there like campaigning, and then they come back in, and the other person can go and they can campaign. Like I would be interested to see something like that, rather than just having like Jared and Cameron sitting around in the living room the whole week. like together. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely want them to come out in shifts, or
Sure, yeah.
even if they're both out together at the same time.
But like a half
Um,
hour.
I would take longer. I'd love to see where people decide to have their conversations and how that split goes.
Mm.
Like that could be interesting to watch. Like there could be a lot of really like fun moments in that.
They
That
should
could
just make
flesh out
Jared
over
and
longer than a
yeah.
half hour. Like
Sure,
let's give them an afternoon
They
of
should
all
make
the
Jared and
mingling.
Cameron like
Oh, I
the
didn't mean
have
just
the
like
only
only.
have-nots
I
of
mean
the
like
week
a
too.
half hour increments of like, oh, and like a half hour over here, and then you don't see them for like 3 hours. And, oh, here they come. Like, you know what I mean?
I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
alternating half
Oh, no,
hours
no, no,
or
no, no.
something. I'm like, no. I want to see them together because I
Like
want to see
release
how.
them in bursts.
Okay.
I think they should both have to be have-nots too. Jared and
Oh,
Cameron. Just stay in
absolutely.
the have-not room. You can't
Yeah.
eat any food.
You're done. And Blue can have that too. And then who was the other person on the block with Jared?
Blue.
Oh, was it Blue both times? It was Blue both times.
Oh no,
Sorry,
Cameron.
girl.
With Cameron, it was America.
Oh, it's America. Yeah, so they can be all 4 have-nots. That's enough. We need 4, right?
I mean, we don't need anything. We had the whole
Yeah,
house as
just-
have-nots a week ago.
Right.
2 just seems cheap to me.
Yeah,
They
well,
got
there's
evicted.
2 people that got evicted. Yeah.
Right. No, them 2. And then like I was gonna say the other 2 that were on the block, but for some reason I thought it was Blue both times. That doesn't make any sense because obviously Jared won. So yeah, discard that one. Wait a minute. You know what we didn't do?
Oh, I
Oh,
know
I
what we
know.
didn't do.
Wow,
waiting.
we are way past due. 51 minutes in, and we didn't judge Julie. Whoop. It's time to judge Julie. Y'all better gather round.
This one is gonna be a doozy.
See, I gotta be honest with you. I was not digging it. Tonight we saw our queen and a fun new bob. That was very exciting in my opinion. I don't know, this purple, I don't know, flowery-ish blouse and
It also
black
didn't look
denim
purple. Yeah.
jeans. It didn't look purple
also-
on TV, but this
It
this
looked like
picture looks
gray.
purple. Right.
Yeah.
But the picture's purple, right? Like
Yes. Yeah. I actually
Okay.
think this picture looks somewhat better than it did like in the broadcast. I think
I
that this
am
outfit is a
offended.
crime for a double eviction.
Thank
I just
you.
mean, like-
that's exactly where I was going to go. I'm offended that you
Yeah, yeah.
decided to wear denim for a double eviction. I know you.
I
wanna
don't
get
care
the
if it's
best
a-
dress.
I don't care if it's a double eviction or some random Thursday. This is not. What is this?
Ooh, jeez.
No, I think this is bad. I think it is bad.
She looks like she just left the
Yikes.
PTA meeting. She left the
Ooh.
PTA meeting, was running late, and just
And
like
no one
ran
liked
onto
her
set.
cupcakes.
The episode opened up and we saw her in this bob and my apartment erupted. We said, "What is happening? Like what? I don't understand what's happening here. What is this? It's not cute."
I don't mind the bob.
I mind the bob.
No, I
don't
think she
mind the
looks all
bob.
right.
I
do-
mind
It's the
bob.
outfit. It's the
I
outfit for
mind
me.
bob.
Like
So there's a lot of division here. How do we rate tonight? Are we rating on the overall look, bob and fit, or are we going to separate both? What do you want to do here?
so for me, Bob is hot, outfit is not. So like I'm going tepid. I'm going tepid.
Okay. Gina.
Ugh. No, it's gonna be a no from me. Just all around not
Ooh,
bad.
A hard not. Wow. I gotta say, I am gonna go the tepid route also. I like not a hard decision here because I do like the bob. I think the hair is on point. Now that we see in the picture that this is indeed purple, definitely digging it. But the denim, I got a major problem with denim for a double. That is completely inappropriate. I can't do that. I can't do it. So
Just
that's
because
a big miss to me. So the outfit
yeah,
that tanks it for me.
because we have
Um,
we have her last outfit in here, right? Like, can we go back to that and look at how great she looked? Because we all gave
Yeah.
her
What was the
hots
last
last
one?
week.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
this is
Like,
what we got
it's
last
like
week.
you give us this last week, and then for double eviction night, we get denim jeans. Come
Right.
on.
Denim jeans for a double is just downright disrespectful.
Oh, you
Seriously
love your
disrespectful.
alliteration.
Crushed
You
it, I
felt real
crushed
good about
it.
that.
Oh my gosh, I felt so good. It hit me, and I said, "Oh my gosh, is this really going to work out?" And sometimes, when you start saying things, you really don't know how it's going to pan out, right? You get nervous, you get a little excited too, and like, no, nailed it there. My God, so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was
You're
almost
welcome.
as good as decimated Dunphy dicks.
I love the letter D. Apparently, who knew?
Oh God.
Oh shit.
I would just like to say, for no particular reason, one more time, that while I did hit the block, my team remains unscathed.
Now,
That
are
is
we?
true.
So we're still not. How far are we? I don't even know. How far are we from jury at this moment?
Had this double eviction been normal, this would be the start of the jury. But because one of
Right.
them is coming back, there's still one person to be evicted through jury.
Right.
God,
Yes.
what are we, like 40 days in? We're still not.
Well,
at the
I
jury
saw.
phase?
Let me see. Oh my God, Mike Bloom had a tweet. Oh gosh, where was it? Give me a second.
Oh man. I know. Was it Owl Watch earlier? I want to get into this Traders season 2 cast just a little bit with you guys because there are some
Oh, for
Big
sure,
Brother
for sure.
people to discuss. So I
Oh
think it's
no,
relevant.
the second we're
But-
done with BB25 for the night, we definitely have to give that a quick.
I mean,
quick
this
review.
cast is ridiculous.
Is absolute
Okay.
fucking fire. Okay, downright delicious.
Oh God.
I found the tweet. So Mike Bloom had tweeted, so next Thursday we'll have undergone 2 weeks of in-house time only to have one person go. When, if this was a normal double eviction, we would have 3 gone. If we don't have a double the week after, that means our BB25 jury will start on day 72. And someone quote tweeted that.
72.
Someone quote tweeted that and said, Dan Giesling won BB10 on day 71.
Oh my God.
That's really fun, and that's all very, very exciting. Fun to talk about for sure. But I would like to counter with, like, if somebody's coming back in, do you think that at least sets us up for a proper triple? I would love to see a good American triple, the way that it was supposed to be on All Stars, because
Well, what is the math then between now and finale?
oh, how dare you at 11:19 p.m.
Well, because they're
asking me for math. Let's
you're
just-
trying to. You want math on the
I'm not-
spot,
yeah,
live
exactly. I'm not
streaming?
gonna-
we're
I'm not gonna
talking
do real
about
math.
how
No,
many
no, no.
people are getting evicted
no.
between now and
No,
then.
no, I'm not going to do all that kind of math. I'll give you the
Oh
basic
my
math.
God.
I'll give you the
Listen,
basic math. We were supposed to get
if
2 out
anything-
now that was going to give us jury. We didn't get 2 out. We're going to get 1 back. So we only net 1, right? So then that sets us up later. Because we got to correct that, right? We need an extra person out.
Now, like, I don't know what the numbers are. I'm asking
Listen,
valid
well, here's
questions.
Right,
Here-
that's the most
No,
numbers I
wait,
can
hold
give
on.
you
I
at
have
this
something
late
to
hour.
say. Gina knows very well. Gina knows very well as she sips on her water that you, Kyle, are likely, enjoying some libations, and I definitely
course.
ate a gummy. If anybody here should be doing math, it is Gina.
Exactly. Where's your Casio
Wow.
with Texas Instruments T1390?
Jesus.
How dare you?
How
I'm
dare
going through
I?
a rough time in life. I've been hitting this. This Solo Cup ain't
That's a
nobody
perfectly
H2O.
valid question.
I've been eating these.
Oh my God.
right.
Okay, fine. Forget it. I don't care anymore.
Asking us for math.
She doesn't care anymore because she's still not going to do the math herself. That's the
Well, now I don't
This-
want to. I got attacked and I'm embarrassed by my question.
okay. So we'll be
Oh,
the victim
God.
instead of doing the equation. That's fair. That's fine. But we're just going to call it out and
Well,
move
you shot down
on.
my talking point. I don't want to talk about it no more.
Well, your talking point requires us to do math.
Yeah, how dare you? I'm here to talk. I'm not here to
Okay,
compute.
I'm sorry. I was just having a good time. No.
I'm gonna
Wow.
die. I'm
You
gonna
guys
die
are so
tonight.
stupid. You guys are so stupid.
Oh wow.
Ouch.
Okay.
Listen. Okay, this outrage too. My team is for weeks has been getting called the decimated Dunphy dicks. All right, so just
Damn
cool it.
right they have, because they are pathetic. Your team, honestly, yeah. Let's
The
shine a
worst
bit.
draft
No, let's
in,
shine a
of
bit more
all
light on
the
this,
worst
right?
draft.
Because John was riding so high.
Oh, we've had this
After him.
conversation before already. Okay, like listen. I know I was very excited about my team, and you guys were too. You wanted all the people I picked, so we were all wrong.
Wow. While all that is true, that is not the direction I was headed. So keep it, save it, all true. However, where I was going was that, John has been riding real high ever since he clocked the male and female winner of the Challenge All Stars. So him having first draft pick. All right, remember, we're bookmarking what he said before. Everything is very, very true. It continues to be true, which also adds a lot of steam right to the fact that he had first pick for this draft. So while he's really sassing us pretty hard, it's like he had everyone that we wanted to have. He got first choice and he's out.
And I will never draft first ever again.
And we gave him a freebie.
Right, we gave you somebody and they're out too. So
your original pick was redacted, so we gave you a freebie, and he still went bye-bye.
The choice.
Right,
of the
I mean,
word
it's not my fault. I'm not in the house. You're
also
acting like
like to
I'm
know that-
responsible for these people's evictions.
The choice of the word redacted also proves that she really could have done the computations associated with her mathing before, and that she refused to participate in.
Yeah.
I know vocabulary. I don't know numbers. I can't count.
Well, you're certainly in a better position to do so than us.
I actually, showing my graph, I wanted to go back to one comment. Why can't I find it here?
There's your graphic.
Okay, because there's something specific I wanted to ask you guys. Matt Blevins commented this before.
What he
was
say?
asking, do you think the game is so wild this season because it's a solid cast, or is this an effect of Sari being there?
Yeah,
I do think it's a little bit of both. Yeah, but the main reason that I'm bringing it up is because of Izzy, and I wonder what Izzy's game would have been like if Sari never walked into that house. I feel a little bit like we got robbed of that experience, because I feel like I really liked Izzy all the way till the end. I feel like she immediately, when she saw Sari, knew exactly who she was and who she was the mother to, and that it completely changed the course of Izzy's game right from that moment. And I would have loved, if there's a second chance, season coming up, I would love to see Izzy get a shot in a game where some Survivor legend that she absolutely adores isn't in the house.
Well, I also will say, we love ourselves a Waffle Wednesday on this season. There's always so much like shifting and going back and forth or whatever. This was, in comparison to every other week of the season, a very, very calm week in the house. There wasn't a ton of back and forth, a ton of game, a ton of like big conversations of trying to shift the target or anything like that. And the difference is this is the first week we didn't have Izzy. So I will say, like, I would agree that Izzy was kind of like the heart of the season. Like, she was the one giving us the plans, giving us the TV, giving us the back and forth, like always the one campaigning. Like, Izzy was the one doing the work. And as soon as she's gone, not that the season is bad now or less fun or anything like that, but like, it's definitely less exciting without her.
Yeah,
I do agree. Yeah, it definitely felt like a much slower week.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see how the rest of this shakes out, because I think that like her exit also came at a time, or maybe they planned some of these things around that too. But like, there's a lot of other exciting things going on because there's a lot of like fluid alliances, I feel like at this stage.
Mm,
There's a lot of like weird power shifts here. Um, I still think it's interesting as much as we refer to Matt as Matt Fields. This is like Cerie's other child. Like I think that the relationship between him and Jag is interesting to watch and see how that one unfolds. Um,
sure.
so Izzy definitely gave us a lot, but I think her exit also creates an interesting split that we have still. It planted a seed of crops we've yet to reap. so so hang on tight. I think there's some interesting things to come here, because I don't think it's a safe bet for Cerie to be hitching her wagon on the Jared train. I mean, obviously because he's gone, but even if he comes back in, that's not a safe way to go. I think
Sure.
Cerie has burnt some bridges with Miss Felicia. So what does Cerie do? Um, this could be the hot water moment that I had at least been wanting to see from Cerie, because what we like from her is that like the reason why she's one of the best to play Survivor and not win is because she knows how to work her way out of a social situation that is you know less than perfect. I think we're in a great position to kind of see her do her stuff. Um, So we could be in for a really fun week, depending on who wins HOH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild. This game
Yeah.
is so wild.
It's like we miss Izzy, but I think her exit does create some other interesting situations that still have to play out.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's all. I'm
Ugh.
surprised I'm not getting objected to. I'm not used to like just saying
No, I
something
don't
to the
disagree.
show. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
no,
I
like,
do
yeah.
not
oh, all right.
disagree.
Wow, I don't have to
Yeah.
defend myself. I don't have to like
Gunning is saying there
get
is no
hot.
HOH this week, so I guess we'll have to wait for the following week.
Right. So
So
yeah, exactly. So almost like even better, right? Like there's a lot brewing to come,
yeah.
You have to water these seeds, you have to water them. And
Mm.
yes, and there's rain coming this week.
Oh,
It's in the
Owl Watch.
forecast.
Owl Watch completely disagrees.
Boop, 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 boop.
Somebody has to. I never get like an opinion that does not get contested.
I mean, I don't even think it's necessarily that I agree or disagree. I hear what you're saying, and I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
Right.
Like, I don't think
Let's
it's
see how it
something
goes.
that I
Yeah, it's not
necessarily
really
have to agree or disagree with. Yeah.
Right, fair.
I just will say, if I had my way, both Cameron and Jared would stay out, and Izzy would be the one that gets to come back in. But clearly, I don't get to have what I want. So here we are.
Yeah.
Right. Gun and Geek wants to know our names. Kyle Petty, John Dunphy, and Gina Morgino.
Yes.
Your favorite three besties.
Honestly,
Live
I'm
Monday
really
and
the
Thursday.
only I'm really I'm really the only person that doesn't have their actual name in their little handle.
Yeah.
Yours literally says I'm Kyle Petty. Gina says Gina Morgino. Mine just says J Dunn 89. Like, who the hell is that guy?
Who the
I'm John.
hell is that guy?
I'm John. That's who I am.
It's close. I mean, it's not your name.
Yes, first initial, last three of my last name.
Portions of.
Yeah. People in high school used to call me J Dunn. So that's why this has just become my handle on
Wow.
everything.
Sure.
There you go.
So
yeah. So what else for BB25? Or are we satisfied?
I think that's all I got.
yeah, I think that's all I got.
For now,
I'm just-
anyway.
yeah, I think that's it. Just excited to see how this week play. I feel like it's such a weird week. Like, I don't know what to expect, really. So
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. We weren't told anything, so nothing to expect. Although I am kind of happy there's no Wednesday episode. It's like, okay, all right. Have a smooth week. Some quiet.
Yeah, it makes it
Like, what are
honestly.
you gonna do with Wednesday off? Like, oh,
Well, I'm still gonna be doing the Star Wars pod on Wednesday, so it's just
right. Ashahokas.
yeah, it's totally what it is.
Asharoka.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to be able to do a podcast of Star Wars stuff without having to cram in the Big Brother episode right before it for 1 week. So
We're so sorry. We're so sorry that your
Uh
friend
oh.
brother
Uh
is
oh.
interrupting your Asharokas.
listen, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are Star Wars days for me. Okay,
No,
Big Brother
it's
gets
so
Sunday.
No, stop. This is so fair.
Yeah.
I just really love to fuck with you. Like, I'm just,
I just think Kyle wanted to say Asharokas again.
any chance I get to say
Asharoka.
Asharokas, like I'm in it. I'm in it. All right. So for our Big Brother fans, obviously we're done talking about this tonight. You can catch us chatting more Big Brother 25 on Mondays at 10:30. We'll be discussing obviously Sunday's episode and whatever we have peeped on the feeds. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. But at this point, oh wait, stop. We're also reviewing the Challenge USA 2. That's at 9:30. All right. So if you got nothing else going on Monday night, now you do. Hang out with us all night. 9:30, Challenge USA 2, 10:30, Big Brother 25. But first,
Well,
we have to talk
before, I just want to give the opportunity for
How dare
this
you.
little plug.
Oh,
The Star Wars
Yeah.
podcast.
Gun and Geek wants to
so-
know where we can find John's coverage of Asharokas.
So we are covering Ahsoka with another podcast that I do with a couple of friends of mine, James and Frank, over on JLJ Media, that you can also find on YouTube. And we do that every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So, yeah. Thanks, Gina.
Yeah, really fun. We'll make John share this information on his Instagram story. You can find him on Instagram at jjohn89. And he'll be sharing that after his stream. He's locked in. He has no choice.
We said it must be done.
There it is. It's done.
Probably going to forget.
Yeah. No, we will remind you. The people are looking for it. So that's that. And Gun and Geek will be there. Okay. So look, we're making new friends everywhere. Making new friends everywhere.
Well, Kyle, I apologize for derailing your segue. Please continue.
No, it's fine. We just want to talk about the traders.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we got to at least just dive into that just real quick. You know, I had such mixed feelings about this entire situation because we were supposed to get, obviously Traders season 1 USA was like half reality stars, half civilians. And I was really, really like gung-ho, like dead set on only having a cast of full civilians, especially after watching Traders Australia and Traders UK. Like it worked so well. And I felt that the American version, one of the pitfalls was that the civilians that were in there, I felt like didn't get a fair edit. Like
no airtime,
yeah, they were part of the game, but kind of like just left out of it. And like, I don't know, like I didn't really love it. However, this season of all reality TV celebs and the celebs chosen, this is one of the most fire reality TV casts I have seen in like
That's the thing,
time. Like, and I was like, okay, you know what? I am digging this hard.
Right. Like,
yeah,
I agree with you that I liked having non-celebrities in the house last time. Would have loved a season of all non-celebrities. But when you show me who is in this cast,
oh my
god, this is it's like a dream. This is a dream. I almost would love. I would almost love like this season and then a season of like all non-celebrities.
Sure.
I know I'm asking for a lot, but like this,
are we asking for a lot? I was tweeting about this before because I had read somewhere that the filming commitment for the Traders is like just 10 to 14 days. I don't think we're asking for that much. Can you just
Especially
give us another
during
month? Like,
Right.
especially listen, we're in the middle of a writer's strike, all right? Everyone is begging for content. Give me
Right.
more traitors. Give me more
begging for
seasons.
content.
Fine.
And like, you know who doesn't get discussed in this whole strike, which is a whole separate conversation, and maybe we'll get into it later. But like, what about the guy that operates the like boom mic?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, the whole crew and
The
everything.
crew
Yeah.
that yeah.
right. There's so many people that do other things. Like there's a whole myriad of names that pop up at the end of each
Yeah.
TV show and movie. And it's like that are not a writer or an actor. What do those people do? Like to put like food on their family's table.
Right.
Right. Hire them. Let's do more traders.
Hell yeah.
Let's do more Big Brother. Like, come on. Like, I don't see any reason why, if the filming commitment is 10 to 14 days, I don't see why we're not getting like 2 or 3 of these a year. Just keep churning them out. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Y'all on
Sure.
strike. Especially Alan coming. Like, come on, let's go.
I totally agree.
That'll
Oh,
work.
I'm so excited to see Alan coming again too. Oh,
I'm so
Oh
excited.
God. Let me
So
tell
excited.
you right now. I don't care. I said this in the group chat. I don't care what game it is, what show it is. I don't care about the details. If I walked in to any room that I'm supposed to be competing for something in, and Dan Giesling is standing there, I am collecting my belongings, saying thank you so much for your time, and out I go. No, not a chance. Not even
Wrong
gonna
move.
try.
Wrong
No way.
move. Wrong move. Very hot take, scalding hot. Your pants are still ablaze. You're just on fire all night long. Because
yeah.
like, why
Lying
wouldn't you
about
at
everything.
least try to work with him? Like maybe he'll work with you. Like why are you selling yourself short?
Listen, that man
I
is a
had Dan
freaking
Giesling
mastermind.
in my corner, but maybe he might like me enough like to work with me. Like, what if I was his number 2? I don't care if I win the money at that point. I'm going into this game assuming I'm probably gonna lose. You know, there's
No matter who's in there.
right, there's another 20 people in there. Like, odds are I lost. If I get to play this game with Dan Giesling,
Oh God.
whatever. It would be an honor to be murdered by you.
So is this that sounds a lot like Izzy just kind of doing whatever for Sari in the season of Big Brother. You know what I mean?
Do I get it? Do I understand? Another reason to love Izzy? I get it. I get it. I want to have an
Yeah.
experience. So let me experience. But there's so many other people to also have an experience.
This cast
with.
is absurd. It's
right.
crazy.
I am so excited to see CT play a
Oh.
different game. You know, because CT is not necessarily known for a very strong social game.
I was
Right?
gonna say, like, obviously he comes from like, what is it? Does he come from Real World? Is that what it is? Like, has he played another competition show besides the challenge?
I don't know if he played another competition show. He's either on the Real World or Road Rules, and even if Road Rules, I guess some can argue that's a competition show, but no.
He
So
has
I would
started
say
like
no.
an acting career, right?
Right. And I do believe that, like, you know, later season CT has been a little bit more social, a little bit more strategic, but we certainly never seen him in this setting. So
Right.
I'm excited for it because like he can always fall back on his physical prowess, right, to kind of
Sure.
get him through, even if he's making some social missteps. He's not going to have that to lean on in a
Yeah,
game
this
like
is
this.
not
So-
that kind of game.
Right. So I'm super, super excited to see that. Needless to say, I'm uber jazzed about Bananas and Janelle. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I stand Janelle hard. Janelle is to me in the Big Brother sphere as Sari is to Survivors.
Sure.
I also can't believe we're getting Sandra in this.
Yeah.
Like my God.
Yeah.
It's
is so
stacked.
crazy.
This cast is stacked. It's insane.
It's amazing. Owl Watts wants to know if they should be including a drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race in Traders. They actually are. Peppermint.
Isn't it, Peppermint, right?
Yeah, Peppermint is from Drag Race. I'm super excited to see that. I think we should be seeing a lot more people for RuPaul's Drag Race in our reality shows. I don't know why that's being left out of the universe. I know that Miss Fiercelicious is popping up on Traders Canada, which I'm super excited about too.
The Traders is just such a different show from all of these other shows. Like literally
Yes.
anybody should be on the trade. Like anybody can and should.
Right. And absolutely. Absolutely. But like, we have amazing characters that come from Drag Race that we don't get to see on anything else. And as we're seeing all these crossovers and everything, especially like, I mean, the Traders is a little bit outside of this, but when you're talking about like RuPaul's Drag Race, that's all under that Viacom umbrella. So like, what are y'all doing? It's cash cow over there.
Yeah.
Milk her.
Oh God.
Milk her. Milk her.
I don't know about that.
Milk her. Come on. It was a metaphor. What was I supposed to do? I didn't make up cash cow. All right. That was given to me. I didn't choose that. It's crazy. Who else in the challenge? Who else in the Traders is standing out to you?
There are a number of people I don't recognize from their shows.
Let me pull up the cast list too.
I have the cast list up. There's something I want to say.
Okay, lay it on us.
It.
No, but I'm just nervous. I don't want to say the name wrong. Right. Is it Parvati?
Oh, Parvati.
I think it's Parvati.
Mm-hmm.
I've
never seen her play.
I saw her play only once. I just didn't want to say her name incorrectly because it was some time ago that I watched this.
Well, I know is she the one who's Jay's favorite Survivor player? I think it's Parvati.
Maybe. Certainly possible. Certainly interested to see her in a different environment. But I'm also intrigued because I was reading a lot about how apparently her and Sandra do not get along. Here's Matt. Yeah.
Right on cue.
Blevins literally just commented, Parv and Sandra have unsettled beef too, so this could be fun. Yeah, so that makes me even more interested to kind of see how that one plays out. So I think that's fun. I will also add that Trishelle coming on
from
is
the Real
interesting
World, right?
to me. Yeah, from Real World, but she also was on the challenge.
Right.
I think that's interesting. And Maxim from Dancing with the Stars. Pretty sure that he danced with Melanie B from the Spice Girls. So rah Maxim.
I'm curious about these people. There were like 4 or 5 people that were announced that very quickly were unannounced. I don't know what the deal is with that.
I saw some people that were disappointed.
The only name I remember was Boston Rob, but I don't know. There were like a couple of people that were like announced and then immediately retracted.
Yeah, I saw that Angelina from the Jersey Shore world said that she was supposed to be on and she's not anymore, which I would count as a minus, right? I love Angelina.
She was on All-Star Shore too, right?
Yes, she was. She was. Wait, that came back tonight. All-Star Shore came back tonight on MTV.
Of course it did.
Right. It's Thursday. It came on at 9:00. Yeah, the All-Star Shore was presented to us as a Paramount Plus exclusive, but it was such a smash hit. It's now been promoted to MTV on Thursdays at 9 p.m. All right. So our All-Star Shore, we can find that on the Paramount Plus tomorrow. I don't know who's going to talk about it with me, but like I'll be watching.
I'll probably watch it. So
I'm
ridiculous.
Also curious because this wasn't something that was like someone was cast and then retracted, but I think John, were you the one in the group chat that shared? Was it Cory's tweet?
Oh yeah, Cory was apparently very upset. He was apparently set to travel to Scotland to film The Traders and was told like the day before by MTV that they did not want him to appear on The Traders, only to find out that like 4 former challengers are on the cast. Like, and he's like, what the hell is this? Do you think it has something to do with though, like, because I feel like Bananas, CT, like they're on MTV because of the challenge, right? Whereas Cory is a little bit more locked into the MTV world with with the challenge, but also with
Teen Mom.
Teen Mom, and all. Like, do they feel like we don't want to let you do these other things because you're ours? Like you appear on multiple MTV shows, so like,
Right.
could that have something to do with it? You think, like
Cory the cash cow? It's certainly possible. We don't need to let you go. You're ours.
Do you think that his publicly calling out like production for the challenge will hurt him in the future from being on other challenge seasons?
Maybe. Well, I don't know about other challenge seasons, but other offshoot things, I feel like he might have gotten himself in a little trouble.
I don't know. I feel like this is akin to any of us going onto social media and just like tearing into our employers. You know what I mean? And like I've seen people get fired for that.
So. Yeah.
Right. But the difference is in their world that like that is still promotion. Like we still talked about it on podcasts. Like it, I don't know, like it doesn't completely unserve them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They'd be like, all right, well, yeah, you can keep complaining, but yeah, we'll see you on Teen Mom in a couple months.
And who knows? I mean, that could also be some like interesting rivalry now between him and the people who did get to go.
Yeah. Right. That's one of those things that comes up in like a reunion that like, oh, well, I came into this mad at you, you know, because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, what? You still mad about that? Yeah, well, that was only 3 months ago because they keep doing these back to back. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you surprised at all that like this even was an issue to begin with? Like the fact that Cory claims that he was a day away from traveling to go and film this, like, if there's any kind of deal that says like Cory can't appear on another show on another network, shouldn't the networks clear that with each other? You know what I mean? Like, why is this something that Cory is being cast in a show, is literally preparing to go and take a flight to another country to film this show, and then gets told at the last minute, no, you can't do this? Like, why is this even coming up so last minute? Like, I don't know. It's just that whole thing was weird to me too. It was like, were they gonna let him go and then decided last minute, no, we don't want you to do it. We changed our mind. Like, you know what? I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot.
No. I was going to say my answer is stupid, but like, you know, what if it's like his agent that gets these correspondence? Like they just didn't open the letter, and like, oh shit, like this is still here. What's this? Right? And they're like.
I mean, unless there was some kind of a situation of like there's a quota of the amount of challenge people that we're allowed to have on. If any of them can't make it, we have Cory as backup. You know.
Which also
like,
sounds
like maybe he was an alternate that didn't know he was an alternate. You know.
Oof, because his agent didn't open the letter. Cory space alternate.
Yeah.
It was missed. Damn. Sorry, Cory. You're always welcome on Strat Chat, though.
Yeah, if Cory wants to come on and talk about the traders with us.
Yeah, why don't you add some context to this? Add some context. What are we missing?
I'll reach out to him right now. I'll send him a message right now.
Go ahead. And clip this. We're at like an hour and 28.
I got you.
Yeah, we want to know things.
Excuse me, Mr. Cory.
Dear Mr. Cory.
We want to know why you're so bad.
Whoa! No one's saying that. Hold on.
I said mad. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you said bad. I said, oh my goodness.
Why you're so mad?
Mad? Sure, he can be mad.
Strat Chat.
Love Strat Chat.
So stupid.
Love Strat Chat. You're like, who the hell is Strat Chat?
But I hate these people. Stupid.
Yeah.
We are, but you'll have a good time. All right. Anything else? It's 11:50.
It is 11:50.
Sitting up here acting like we don't have work tomorrow.
Well, I don't think there's anything else, right? I think we got everything out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I feel satisfied.
Yeah.
All right. So to recap, We will be back on Monday at 9:30 to talk about Challenge USA. Then at 10:30, we're talking about Big Brother 25, right? Talking about this again. We're going to find out what the hell is going on with this no HOH, no veto thing. Are we going to see a resurrected Jared or Cameron? Feels weird to say. We'll talk about it more on Monday. Then we got John with his Star Wars and Ashirokas on Wednesday over at JLJ. And then on Thursday, we're back at 10:15, right after Buddy Games. Are you guys watching that, by the way, Buddy Games?
I have been.
I haven't watched it yet. No.
Oh, you're missing a good time. Buddy
Yeah,
Games
it's
is really
it's fun.
Yeah.
I would.
Is it a series or is it an episode by episode kind of deal?
No, it's a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Oh my god, the way episode 1 ended with the team that came in last, and they had to decide which one of their friends had to go home.
Mhm.
Oh, this game. I would play this game
played
in a
groups of
heartbeat.
4. And like they play these games, and like if you lose, you have to now decide which one of you is leaving. It's just like gut wrenching.
Yeah.
I would love to play this like with you guys and Mikey.
Oh, that would be
Fun.
so fun.
Yeah,
That would be
so
so
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Are we not old enough for it though? Like, do they like look for people? You know what I mean? Like, does this have to be like a 10-year thing? We'll prepare. Hopefully, it's still Buddy Games is still on 10 years from now, and we can go on then. Like,
Well, what
I
do you
feel like
mean
everybody on it.
thing?
We've known each other for 15, so
No, because I mean, like, I feel like everybody on the show is pretty old, like older than we are.
John is being really rude on a Thursday.
What do you
I
mean?
don't know.
It's true. It's true.
I wouldn't say they're really old. I mean, they're
Well,
older
not like
than
really
us.
old. That's what I mean. That's what I'm
just
wondering.
a baby.
Is there like an age requirement? That's all I'm wondering. Like,
Okay,
I'm not trying to
alright.
say anything bad. If anything, I'm complimenting us. We're all too young and sexy.
I'm not sure that I'm either. I'm pushing 40. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm an old man. I'm very old.
No, you're not old.
Well, John's doing Ashirokas on Wednesday, and then we're back at 10:15 on Thursday after Buddy Games. All right. What else? You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We're also on the Blue Sky. People are not talking about Blue Sky enough. I'm the only one blue skying over there. Oh, thanks, Matt. Look great. I don't know. That's kind of why I wear the do-rag. I feel like it minuses 5 years. But all right, that's it, right? We're good. Everybody's happy. I have to go. I have to get the hell out of here. It's enough now.